ready to go. If we can get everybody to take your seats again, we'll get started. We're already 5 minutes late for the last session, so got to keep the show on the road so we can all get on our way home. I'm going to keep on talking regardless, just so you can not hear one another and your conversations. It's really great that you're networking the way you are, but we do need to get started, so let's get going here. Okay, the next session, Charles is going to lead, or is it Sherry? It's you. Okay, good. Excellent. So here's Sherry back.
My heels off, though. It's even shorter. Thanks, everybody. Okay, we're almost there. The next session has two presentations from the final two presentations from MICA's main partners. So the next one is from the College of the North Atlantic. So I'd like to call Dr. Gri Thompson, their Director of Industry Innovation, up for the presentation. Oh, you're right there. Okay.
Oh man, I'm fast, right? I'm going to speed through this. We're going to be done. Watch me spend 10 minutes trying to work this out, though. Right, first of all, thanks for staying this long, and I'm really looking forward to presenting you, letting you know a little bit about the College of North Atlantic. Thanks for SEMI to inviting us into the MICA network. It's been fantastic. And all of the people that make up the MICA network, we're really proud to be part of it. So the College of North Atlantic, where are we? We're right over on the east coast there of Canada. It probably needs, everyone knows where Newfoundland and Labrador is. But a little bit about the College of North Atlantic. We're 17 campuses spread out across the province. We have 2 up in Labrador and the rest on the island itself. And the key thing about the fact that we're spread out across the province here is if you think of every mining exploration project going on within the province, except for the Voisey's Bay mine site up here, we're within an hour's drive of those properties. Our colleges are close to what's happening, they're close to the minings, they're close to the towns where it's taking place. And although, you know, we do often go up to Nain and host short course and everything in Nain as well. So we're really connected with the mining sector, and that's a great thing about being a distributed college across the province. Makes the administration hard, but there is benefits. There we go. One thing about going last is everybody's given you a talk before. I just got to summarize what everyone else has said. SAS Poly, Ian from there lined up what applied research was all about. So I'll be really quick. The key things to take away from industry are, we need a partner. We have a mantra, no partner, no go. We only do work with partners and answer their questions. We want to get our students involved in those projects for the training, the HQP, get everybody set up for the next level. We don't want your IP. We're a college for a reason, we're not an industry. We will screw up IP like anything else, all right? So we don't want it. If we do a project, you own the data, you own the IP. That's it. I've lost my train of thought now. So that's the 3 things there. We'll go with that. So we've heard about where colleges are and the IP and what we do with industry. So I want to just talk about the differences with the College of North Atlantic now and what we focus on. And we talked about the social license to practice, the future of work, and the overcoming innovation barriers. And this is what the mining sector needs. And within that, we're well connected. As I said, with our campuses spread out across the province and dealing with the towns, we're in a really good situation with our local communities to know what they want and what their needs are. Those campuses all have business development officers, student development officers, who are talking with the local community, the local industry, and the students to know where they are, what they want, what their needs are. And we've got a good connection with those communities as well, so we can really help with that social capital on where to mine. We have really good connections with the Indigenous communities across Newfoundland and Labrador. We have MOUs with them, we do training programs with them, we meet with them on a regular basis to find out what their needs are. And we have a lot of students from those bands working within us in our applied research projects, both within the Indigenous community and on other projects as well. The future work, this is a big problem. We all know this. The first one is, how do we train the workers now with the new innovation coming in? So there's the retraining, the micro-credentialing we've got to do. And how do we attract new workers? That new generation, those school leavers, how do we get them to see that mining is a viable option? And then the last thing we do is the overcoming the innovation barriers. We're helping companies de-risk introducing technology companies to the mining companies and working within that mining sector. And we've really focused in our group on the bringing the digital to life, the supply chain, and working with companies on that net zero mining. So the public outreach, and this is what we do. We do a lot of different engagements with our communities. We have groups coming through looking at our technologies. This example you see there is in Labrador. We have some Indigenous leaders coming through, and we spent a day talking about the latest technologies that are available that they can be using, their companies can be advancing and adopting. We had a mining tech. We had one 2 days ago. Doug was there. It was a great event. There's other people here at this conference that presented there. What we did, this is in St. John's, where we got our technology companies to present to the mining companies. So a lot of these technology companies hadn't worked in the mining sector before. They developed technologies for the oil and gas or construction or IT. So they could bring their technologies and showcase it to the mining companies. It was a great event. We go into the different areas. We had an innovation roundtable up in Baie Verte just a month ago, where we get all the local stakeholders to talk about what their innovation needs are and where we can go and how the college can support them. And of course, we do training as well. So our training, we do the traditional, micro-credentialing, 1 year, 2 year diplomas, we offer degrees, but we're also looking at new ways of doing that public outreach. And on the training side, we just introduced a new term or a new program. So we're all familiar when you work with students, they usually work on their work terms while they're doing their diplomas or degrees or the part of their projects. What we did is we said, let's set up and we'll bring a cohort of new graduates in that have just graduated and getting them to work together. So we have geomatics intern graduates working with engineering graduates, working with mechanical engineering graduates, and they work as a block. And we can take those out to companies and we can offer them these graduate students as a team to work on a project, sort of mimicking if they went in a consulting firm. And it's great because they're working on a lot of different projects for 1 year, and then we're going to bring in a new cohort. So we're getting those students ready to go into that sector, and also supporting the mining, the local companies, mining and other industries, of giving them access to students for basically free, right? It costs you $9,000 to do it, but you get that back in operating costs, and we pay for the graduates. We're also working a lot with our local high schools, those grade 8 and 9 students, getting them involved. And this is a great partnership we did with Maritime out in Kings Point, who are looking at opening a mine soon, the local high school and us. We work with their students that were looking at school projects. We got them engaged with a college student that mentored them and worked on a project within the mine on the environmental side. They did their school project on that. The students gave up their hours to work on it. They actually presented at the Baie Verte Mining Conference the following year. We gave them a booth where they could present their projects and that. It was the most well-attended booth at that conference. Everybody loved it. And we like to think that there was 10 students, high school students, that didn't consider mining as a viable option before, that went out and saw that mining wasn't just about digging a hole in the ground and leaving a mess. There was environmental issues that were being dealt with, the whole technology that was coming into it. So what do we do on the innovation front? So I'm going to introduce 2 of our units briefly, the hyperspectral scanning unit. This is a $5.1 million project that came out of the government's Way Forward document, Newfoundland and Labrador. They've got 1.7 million metres of drill core in storage. Most of that drill core was drilled before the 1980s. So if you think about critical minerals, right? 1980s, gold was like a few $100s an ounce. Rare earth elements were just something that igneous petrologists used, or chemistry professors pointed out at the bottom of the periodic table. So most of that drill core hasn't been looked at for critical minerals. We're currently scanning 200,000 metres of it. We're just about to finish that. We had to go out and look to see what everyone else was doing in the world. It wasn't that innovative. The Australians had done it, the Swedish government had done it, and we wanted to build a system. There's 2 systems available for us on the hyperspectral scanning front. Finland had one, and the Australians had. None of those systems had the mid-wavelength camera on it, which is really useful for carbonates, for telling which carbonates are apart. So we went to a company in Montreal, Photon, etc., who were involved in the hyperspectral biomedical field, and we worked with them to build the unit that you see there. It's in a 20-foot sea can, so it can move to the site. It's designed to scan about 1,000 to 1,000 metres to 1,200 metres of drill core per day. That's our rates. And we've got to remember, we're government, so we only do 6.5-hour days. So they're scanning that. The pixel resolution is 1 millimetre squared. We produce that data. Oh. There we go. This is an image of the output, right? So this is available on our website. All of the government data is free to download. It belongs to the government. It's not our data. You know, what we can see from here is, you know, there's a false color image from the visible near infrared. We can look at the different minerals. You can see the zoning in it. We can correlate to gold zones, the metal zones. We can also get some information about the muscovite chemistry, and there's a lot of information available from this. And you remember, we're scanning a boxer core in a minute, and that minute is more the time it takes to move around the conveyor belts. We've also got a totally integrated aerial UAV system with our drill core scanning. So we're taking that system so we can do the aerial mapping now at a mine site, a trench, mine face mapping, integrate it with our drill core data as well. So that's the hyperspectral unit. Our other unit that we've just started up in the last couple of years is our Centre for Reality Capture and Digitization. There's some big news coming out about that soon as well. And in this sector, we looked at, you know, everyone's talking about digitization and making the real world the virtual world to bring into it. And how do you do that? How do you collect that information? And how do you start collecting that digital twins and those models that we want to put in there? So we've collected quite an array of handheld LiDARs on drones. And we've really focused on the SLAM side of things. The simultaneous localization and mapping that goes with the LiDAR. What this means is as you're walking around, the instrument you're dealing with is looking for key features and mapping itself relative to those key features. The key thing is it's quick, and this is why we went with this. The plant you're seeing there took us about 20 to 30 minutes to scan. It didn't have to shut down. We could walk around that and scan it while it was in full operation in about 30 or 40 minutes. The resolution is about 3 centimetre accuracy. So if you're doing measurements on that digital twin model, you get point cloud, you're looking at about 3 centimetres, which is fit for purpose for what most people need. We really like to, and it comes down to underground, right? This is my final slide here. You know, everyone's been underground. It's dark, right? The LiDAR equipment, it's turning on the lights. That's the image you see normally. This is what the LiDAR is picking up in virtual pitch darkness at a scale of 1 to 3 centimetres. The red line there is the path the technician walked. So you're collecting that data as fast as the technician is walking. You can then geo-reference it in later as well. So that's a really brief introduction to the College of North Atlantic. Please reach out to us. There's my emails there. If you can scan the QR code, it'll take you straight to our website page. Yeah, so thank you.
Thanks, Gary. The technical stuff, of course, is all really cool. I'm not a technical person. But it was really nice. What stood out to me is that early engagement piece that Peggy was talking about at the lunch break. Getting those high school students and that involved at that trade show was really cool. So the last main partner presentation for the day is Hachmi Ben Daly, Project Manager, Mining Innovation from Groupe MISA.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone. My name is Hachmi Ben Daly, Mining Project Manager at the Groupe MISA. I'm very happy to be with you today. So thank you, Doug, Charles, Sherry, and Jan for the kind invitation. As you know, the mining sector is very important in Quebec, and the Quebec government has invested a lot of money in order to sustain and to develop such important sector. Here an example. In 2021, the total mining investment has reached about $4.3 billion, an increase of about 52% over 2020. And this money has oriented to the northwest region in Quebec, where our mine sites are mainly located. In Canada, the Quebec is an admissible destination, since we are one of the major mining producer and the mineral production value of about $12 billion. So because of that, Quebec is first in Canada in iron, nickel, niobium, graphite, second in gold, zinc, element of platinum, and third in copper. For critical and strategic material, just to retain this, we are more than 50% of the lithium projects in Canada are and will be located in Quebec. To further strengthen the competitiveness of Quebec mining industry, MISA has proposed since 2019 a roadmap that will be used to deploy the concept of autonomous mines to guarantee around 2030 the monitoring and control of mining process operation under land from the surface. But in few words, who is MISA? MISA, M as mining, I as innovation, S as a solution, and A as application. The MISA group was created in 2005. MISA promotes the establishment of a collaborative network between partners and organizations interested in both the development of expertise within the Quebec mineral sector and also to ensure international visibility for companies, mining companies of course, and on organization supporting research and innovation. Recognized as a center of excellence in 2020, MISA assists in promoting innovation in the mining sector at the national scale, means in Quebec, and develops distinctive value-added offer within the Quebec mining ecosystem. Our core business is operational management of technological innovation. So, generally speaking, our organization, we have an executive board of 12 directors of the mining companies. MISA team, 10 professionals. We have expert network over than 200 mining operators in different areas in geoscience, rock extraction, mineral processing, mining, environment, digital transition, and continuous improvement. Our customers are mining operator and SMEs in Quebec mineral sector, and our services is mining innovation support service, collaborative projects, and networking and outreach. One of the important projects that MISA is working on is autonomous mines operation that we'll discuss with you today. So the idea is by the end, around 2030, we want to take, or to replace this gentleman, and to control everything underground from a control center at the surface. To achieve such a mission, MISA has developed two initiatives and different initiatives. The first one is called Parcours Vortex, and the second one is Autonomous Mine Mission 2030. Let's start very quickly with the Parcours Vortex. So this parcours or this program is dedicated for the existing SMEs in Quebec. So the program is an operational path from idea to market to integrate the Internet of Things into your business solution. So the program is divided into parts. In the first part is what's called Assumption. So we collect the innovative projects and to discuss in workshop the idea and the strategic intention of each of these projects, and the best will be chosen to go forward to the second step, which is ESOR MISA. And the selected project will discuss and develop more and more with our experts in order to discuss what is original, what is new in that project, and how to go from the idea to the market. And the best will be funded by MISA, and the selected will be funded by MISA. We have organized 4 cohorts last year. The first one last October, the second one last January, the third one last May, and the next one should be next September. For example, for the cohort number 1, we have noted the participation of 12 SMEs, and the final results of this cohort has been published, and 4 of these companies has received the financial support from MISA. To get information, more information about that program, you can visit our website, this one. Okay, let's go now to the Autonomous Mine Mission 2030. It's the second program of MISA. So what's what you call the MMA program. So this program aims to prepare mining organizations and operation for the implementation of automation and artificial intelligence technologies. We have selected 5 pilot projects to demonstrate the mobilization of the industry, the ability to transfer to business solution captured by SMEs in the mineral sector in Quebec, and to put the mining industry in the radar screen of the Quebec's 4.0 innovation ecosystem. Here are the 5 projects, pilot projects that we are working on and I forget to say that this program is not for SMEs, but in collaboration between different universities in Quebec and mining companies. So these are the 5 pilot projects. Mapping 4.0 for digital transformation of the mining process. Development of simulation tools online, offline, of mining operation in real time. Estimation of mine tailings treatment costs. Procedures and tools to help with contingency management. And the last one, assessing the benefits, costs, and risks associated with the digital transformation of underground mines. So we are still working in these 5 projects. These projects, as I said before, in collaboration with different companies in Quebec, and here are the list of these companies: Anico Eagle, Minraglan, Neobec, Canadian Malartic, Eldorado Gold, Yamana Gold, and Newmont and Osisco Development. So our students working on these projects are involved in these companies in order to work on practical projects with these companies. So the results obtained in these projects will be presented on some conferences organized by MISA, and the next one will be next November, and the location is Quebec City Convention Center. So it is an invitation that you attend with us this conference and to share with you the results that will be obtained by our students. How to sustain such structure, such program? The idea that we have put underway by MISA is the creation of the Institute of Intelligent and Autonomous Mining, it is called MIA. Very quickly, the MIA Institute is a center of, or be a center of research, innovation, dissemination, technology transfer, and training to help mining industry transition to digitization, decision intelligence, and operation autonomy. This is a unique institute, I think, in Canada. The MIA Institute originally established on the MISA Group reflection and developments on the transition of autonomous and intelligence mine brings together inter-university research teams. All labs in Canada, in Quebec, are involved in these projects, and we do have now many collaboration outside Quebec and with our all partners to develop more and more and exchange student and to send funding in order to work together and to looking for the best of our knowledge in order to solve this problem. So research teams under the auspice of Polytechnique of Montreal and the University of Quebec at BTB-Témiscamingue. So the idea is to strengthen and to go more and more further and deeper for the development of this project. This is for the benefit of Quebec and for the benefit of all mining sector in Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hachmi, for the presentation. Okay, now we're moving on to a presentation by Rogers Communications. So it gives me pleasure to introduce you to Riddheka Salaria, who is the Products Marketing Manager, IoT and Wireless Networks for Rogers Communications. And she's going to speak to us about the Rogers Challenge, and we have some exciting news that will follow her presentation as well. Come on up, please.
Shortcut trouble, sorry. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Riddheka Salaria. I'm the Product Marketing Manager for IoT and Wireless Private Networks at Rogers Communications. I'm also one of the many people who were responsible for bringing the recently held Mining Technology Innovation Challenge to life. And I'm so happy to be here today and give you an overview of how it went down, who the winner was, and publicly announce the winner today. Well, as you all know, and I'm going to just state the obvious for a little bit because I'm a marketer, we like stating the obvious. As you all know, mining is one of Canada's most important economic sectors and a major job creator. Globally, we play a leading role, benefiting from its diversified mineral endowment. As a matter of fact, 75% of the world's leading mining companies call Canada home, and this comes as no news to anyone here. But mining is also a central piece in the global energy transition away from fossil fuels, since many low to no emissions technology advancements rely on mined metals and minerals. And speaking of transition, the industry itself is undergoing a profound digital transformation, actively investing in technologies that help improve productivity and efficiency while minimizing its environmental impact. And that's what we're here to help with. The green one. Thank you. So late last year, we assembled an ecosystem of organizations to launch this challenge. And our collective goal was to enhance safety, productivity, and operational improvements in the global mining industry by encouraging the development of innovative technologies that could help do that. All of these companies that you see joined us in a very symbiotic approach. It wasn't because we were cool, though we totally are, but all of these organizations joined because ultimately they all benefited from furthering innovation in mining in some way or the other. It's also worth mentioning, and I'll quickly mention that this challenge was part of our multi-year partnership with NORCAT. We signed a multi-year partnership with them sometime early last year. And as part of that partnership, we've set up a private wireless private network, 5G-enabled wireless private network at their underground training center in Sudbury. It's a brilliant use of technology, and the use cases that it enables is great. In case you haven't seen it yet, I would encourage you to go visit it. It's pretty cool. So together on the 8th of March this year, all of us, we got together, we announced the launch of a Mining Technology Innovation Challenge at PDAC in Toronto. And what we did was we challenged innovators across Canada to essentially develop innovative applications that leverage all of the existing infrastructure we've set up at NORCAT, which is the NORCAT test bed itself, the wireless private network Rogers set up there, and edge technologies provided by Dell. And what we asked them to do was to develop solutions or applications that leverage all of these and develop something that would basically enhance mining technology business in the areas of productivity, energy efficiency, environmental impact, safety, and automation. The caveat was that this needed to be developed and demoed in a 3-month period. And to do so, basically the goal was that we have something that was ready for commercialization within 3 months. To do so, whoever won the challenge would be provided $25,000 in funding from Rogers. They would have access to all of the technology that I mentioned, including the testbed, private network, the edge technologies, and also support from subject matter experts from all of these companies that you see here with the logos displayed. So it was a pretty interesting challenge, pretty innovative in its scope. And the finalists of this challenge were invited to pitch their ideas to a judging panel that had representatives from all of these companies, but we also had representatives from the industry itself, because like I just mentioned, commercialization was super important for us. So we had members in the jury from Anglo American, from Vale, from Yamana Gold, also from the University of British Columbia, because we wanted to make sure the technology was sound, the technology would actually solve a real-world business case, would fill a gap currently in the mining industry, and again, would be something that had a solid business case and could be commercialized. So we received a lot of applications, and a lot of them were really, really strong. Out of the several that we received, and I'll talk about them briefly. The most popular ones, I'm told, were around using IoT for safety purposes, for autonomous and tele-remote operations. And they also, a lot of them had to do with computer vision associated with AI and machine learning, which makes sense. So out of all of these applications that we received, our finalists were LoopX, SafeSight Exploration, Podco Inc. and Janatech. They had a joint proposal, and SK Godelius. And today I'm very happy to be able to publicly announce that the winner of this challenge was SafeSight. SafeSight very clearly articulated the problem they were solving and the business opportunity they would unlock. They had a 5G-enabled vehicle that can be teleoperated for distances over 200 meters. And it's basically an underground mine rescue and emergency response toolkit that integrates LiDAR, imaging technology, thermal and gas readings that will provide first responders with extended reach and range, enabling more efficient rescue and recovery operations. Super important for the mining industry. It's a great use case. Over the next 3 months, they'll be developing their proof of concept at the NORCAT Underground Center in Sudbury, using all the technologies that I spoke about, leveraging and harnessing the power of 5G and edge computing, and with full support from the subject matter experts represented by all of these great organizations here. And with that, I would like to call on stage Mike Campigotto from SafeSight and Charles, because we have a giant check to hand over to him. Okay, that check is probably larger than I am, so.
That's like a giant check at the end of the day.
No, bigger than me. Bigger than me.
All right, thank you very much for the presentation. Mike, I'd like to call you back on the stage so that you can do your presentation, but I know that you have something to show us. You're going to outdo Rockmas. Is Rockmas still here? Are they here? No, they're not. Okay, good. They're not here. You're going to outdo Rockmas. Okay. All right. There you go. And also, I want to just add that Rogers is a member of the MICA network, and SafeSight is also one of our newest members to the network as well. So, congratulations for that. But go ahead, Mike.
Going to bring up my presentation. I think all of us should get some kind of prize for sticking it out this long. Salute you all. Appreciate your participation. I'm good to go. I will be quick because we're behind schedule, yeah? Okay, so SafeSight's a company. We're in North Bay, Ontario. We were established in 2016. We are 100% Canadian, and we really had a thing for innovation, and we want to really focus on the mining sector. We have had significant success in both innovating and commercializing, and I cannot stress enough how much that came from collaborative relationships. I'll talk about some of our technology solutions quickly, but the players you see there on the board are essentially the partners that we've developed. And I think that my advice to people would be that partnership begins with a shared interest, but it has to end with a relationship. And all these companies have become related to us. I'm Italian. Relate matters a lot. You know, I'm a big networking guy. I've been networking my whole life. We used to call it the family. And so it's a big part of, I think, our success moving forward. I think one of the other things that I would leave with you is you should all listen to Peggy. Some of the products that you'll see that I'll go over quickly, and even this utility vehicle was developed very quickly. Our company is comprised of engineers, artists, gamers, the most unlikely crew of people that you would think would be in the mining sector. That cognitive diversity has allowed us to rapidly develop, fail, and redevelop, and it's been one of our strengths. So part of that, we started out essentially as a company looking to build an underground mapping drone. We quickly realized that it wasn't about the drone, it was about the data, and it was about collecting data where it couldn't be collected. So our company is really a data collection organization, and we collect data in the most dangerous locations possible. That's sort of our jam. And with our partners, we worked with Newmont to develop an underground mapping drone for narrow vein. So it is a close proximity mapping drone. And we also work with them to create a mine rescue utility drone that has high definition thermal, gas sensing, and HD video. We developed a mechanized rail climber to collect data in Alimak raises with Redpath and cementation. And we worked with Vale very closely to create a digital mapping solution for shafts. We can digitally measure a shaft to 1 millimeter of accuracy in hours, as opposed to traditional methods that put miners in the shaft. So a lot of these things were done, I think, because we have a bit of a motley crew. The thing that I think I've heard as I've listened to folks today and watched the fantastic innovations that have been presented, in a previous life, I helped with the digital transformation of the health sector and the public safety sector. And so I've sat through this movie once before, and the same thing that occurred in that digital transformation is occurring here. We're all building Porsches, and we're driving them on dirt roads. And it really is going to come down to the infrastructure. 5G and those types of those private networks will be critical to really achieve what people want to achieve. And I'll cite some examples, but the bottom line here from my perspective is 5G can save lives along with the technology we're building. If you look at the data from deaths in mining, they're all proximity related. The trick is never to be there and you can't be killed or injured. And so we've got a lot of technology that gathers remotely, but we really want to be remote. And to do that, 5G is basically the pathway. And that allows for real-time data where people are never really there. And it's really the fundamental super highway to drive all our Porsches on that we're building to move us to smart mining and digital twins and things like that. So essentially, rather than talk about the deep tracks utility vehicle, if the superstars at the back will push the video button for me. Click on the video slide, clicking on that there, right there. So this unit essentially is already deployed. It's been commercialized. We're taking it up a notch with 5G. So you can deploy it to respond to fires and deploy water curtains and suppressing water fire. We've done this underground. We've done it in active fires. It'll take 65 pounds of pressure. Here's an underground fire we responded to under control at Maclean Mine in Sudbury. It also adapts to a scanner, so you can essentially create situational data models of an incident so that responders can essentially have a 3D model. It's equipped on top with a thermal 1080p thermal camera, gas sensor. It'll climb mountains. It's rugged. It's been underground for a long time. Miners almost can't break it. It's like our company. It's small but mighty. And so, you know, it's an ideal vehicle to move to 5G. So imagine if if you think of Zero Dark 30, the Situation Room at the White House, this vehicle will transmit over a 5G network all of that data immediately. So responders and situational managers on surface, the second tier team that's going to go in after tier 1 team comes out, has immediate information. That allows for safer rescue and reduces the risk to responders. So we're really looking forward to putting this into play and broadcasting a simulation globally, maybe, of a rescue once the proof of concept is in play. So thank you. I hope it went fast enough. And thank you to the network and everybody who's here.
All right, thank you very much, Mike, and thank you, Rogers. Moving right along, I think we've got 8 presentations to go back to back, so let's just sit tight and go through that. The first presentation is GRi Simulations, and our presenter is Desmond Green, Project Manager, Simulation Design and Development. Desmond, please come on up.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Desmond Green. You can call me Des for short. I graduated from College of North Atlantic's digital animation program back in 2004, and I'm currently a senior project manager with GRi Simulations, where I've been employed basically ever since for the past 18 years or so. Lately, I've been focused on GRi's developments around supporting digitalization in various industries, including mining. The name of our project is Dynamic Operation Simulation and Digital Twin Platform Development for Autonomous Mining Operations. This is something that we've been doing for offshore oil and gas industry for the past few years, and we currently have a major project ongoing now until March 2024 called Digital Oceans Canada. It's a Canada Ocean Supercluster funded project that involves energy research and innovation, Newfoundland and Labrador, and some of the technology companies in Newfoundland coming together to build a digital twin cloud platform on Microsoft Azure. This is just a bit of a company overview video. Oh, we got the sound there, so I'll let it play out. There's a little bit of a narration that goes along with it too.
GRi supports a global network of clients and partners through advanced 3D simulation. We provide solutions for unique and complex subsea procedures in a range of industries including oil and gas, military, law enforcement, and research and development. Our software streamlines engineering procedures, allowing planning across all stages of development with a single set of user-friendly simulation tools, identifying clashes between specialized tooling, equipment, and underwater vehicles in a variety of subsea environments, eliminating risks and inefficiencies prior to fabrication, resulting in reduced costs and shortened engineering cycles. Our software also improves subsea operations, simulating and visualizing underwater vehicle operations in real time, training underwater vehicle pilots in complex and risky tasks, enabling team communication training and operations, containing multiple vehicles and procedures in a single mission, reinforcing existing pilot techniques with risk-free preparation in unfamiliar procedures. Simulation is an important application in industries prioritizing risk management and efficiency. GRi's advanced 3D simulation, visualization, and integrated engineering technologies inform critical decision-making with accurate, tested results.
Yeah, so traditionally, we've been heavily involved in supporting the offshore oil and gas industry. But hopefully you can kind of get the idea that, now that autonomous vehicles, remotely operated vehicles are becoming more mainstream and being introduced into other industries, particularly mining, that we're going to plan to provide similar type support for the training and the operation and the monitoring of these autonomous and remotely operated systems. GRi is a Canadian technology company founded in 1986, and we've been delivering high-fidelity simulation solutions for marine systems and offshore energy operations since 1998. We're based in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, and our website is grisim.com. We offer a range of digital simulation and visualization software products and services that enhance the safety, security, and productivity of industrial projects. Our main software product line is the VROV simulator system, and lately we've spun that off to be more of a data visualization system called IDEA DT, or IDEA Digital Twin. We build simulators for industrial robotic systems and their operators, and we create realistic, data-rich virtual environments to enhance innovation and decision-making. A little overview of some of the industry challenges that mining is facing that we hope to play a role in solving. Operational efficiency. Mining operations often involve repetitive and hazardous tasks that can be automated for improved safety and efficiency. Using robotics and AI can greatly enhance productivity and reduce the risk of human errors. Safety. Mining is one of the most dangerous industries, with workers exposed to numerous safety hazards through digital transformation. The use of remote operations and real-time monitoring systems can significantly enhance worker safety. Regulatory compliance is another one. Mining is heavily regulated, similar to oil and gas, and companies often struggle with reporting and compliance. Digital platforms can streamline data collection, reporting, and compliance processes. Predictive maintenance. Equipment breakdown can lead to costly downtime. With predictive analytics and IoT, potential equipment failures can be identified before they happen, leading to timely maintenance and reduced downtime. So by addressing some of these issues, digital transformation can help the mining industry become safer, more efficient, and more sustainable. However, this will require significant investment and a shift in culture and mindset. So the approach that we're going to take in this project, of course, thank you to MICA for funding us and providing this opportunity. We're planning to develop both generic and bespoke digital mining content for verification and validation in our simulation software for use in mining applications. We're planning to integrate various mining data sources for interactive visualization in our digital twin software. We plan to develop and optimize our software user interface elements to better support mining workflows. And we're also planning on building a mining simulation center at the College of North Atlantic in Newfoundland to enhance their innovation space there. We're also looking at investigating the viability of a digital twin cloud platform for mining, similar to the one that we're building in Digital Oceans Canada. That platform is being built upon OSDU, which is a proven data platform being used in oil and gas. It's a cross-company data platform for oil and gas industry, which provides an open solution where workflows can be developed without data being stored in silos, enabling E&P companies to bring together all data in a centralized cloud solution. Our project partner is College of North Atlantic. Of course, Gary's already given a pretty good overview of what they do at the college to support mining. So I'll take this opportunity to just talk a bit about how the relationship started between GRi and CNA. At the beginning of the Digital Oceans Canada project, we were interfacing with all the local post-secondary institutes. And we quickly found out that MUN and Marine Institute and Kean Tech were doing things in offshore marine type space. But College of North Atlantic wasn't really doing much there. But they did mention to us that they were heavy into supporting land-based mining. They saw our application and what we were doing for offshore oil and gas and said, you know, we really think that this could have some uses, applications in the mining industry. So that was the start of a great relationship. Since then, we've been doing some networking. Of course, we applied to the MICA fund and got approved. Very grateful, so thanks again for that. And we've been working with some of their reality capture students and their technologies. In the DOC project, those students are going to get the opportunity to use those scanners, reality capture devices, to digitalize Marine Institute's offshore innovation space that was recently opened called The Launch. And in our project, we'll be looking to do similar type digitalization efforts on some of the mines around Newfoundland and Labrador. This will allow us to build up these realistic, geospatially accurate digital twins of the mine facilities, bring in data, visualize it, make it interactive where possible, and then also provide APIs to the developers of other technologies where they can integrate their technologies with ours and allow them to use our software to simulate, test, validate their own technologies in our software before having to prototype and build and spend all the money. It's an efficient way to get research and development done. So that's it. Thank you for your time today. We're looking for industry partners to kind of go along on a ride with us. We're new to mining. We're still learning, but we're open to new ideas and working with new technologies. And we really think we can make an impact here, providing support for some of these new technologies, in particular, you know, remotely operated vehicles and autonomous type systems. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Our next presenter is SafetyScan Technologies, and I'd like to invite Randall Roberts, President and CEO, to present. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Randall Roberts. I'm the co-founder and CEO of SafetyScan Technologies. First thing, I'd like to thank MICA for their funding of our project. We appreciate it. And thank you for our prospective partners in the project. SafetyScan Technologies our project is a cloud software development and a mine implementation project of our SafetyScan Technologies SafetyScan 2.0 workstation. What that is an infrared safety scanning system. So within 30 seconds, we can tell whether a worker is impaired by alcohol, drugs, or cognitive fatigue. SafetyScan Technologies is an Alberta-based startup. We're looking for new approaches to worksite safety, basically because of things like legalization and privacy concerns out there. They've really changed and created a lot of problems. We're getting product interest from around the world, which is really nice. I'll just get you guys to start this is what impaired eyes look like. It's a few different examples here. So that's what alcohol looks like in the eye. That side to side is called horizontal nystagmus. You can't not do that. That's what the police see when they pull you over. The next one is cannabis or marijuana. When we flash a light, your pupil actually pulses. Once again, you can't not do that. That's what your eye does. Third one I say you don't need really anything to know that there's a problem here. It just looks bad, right? So anyway, you don't need me. And the fourth one is PCP or angel dust. So droopy eyelids and a vertical nystagmus. So that jittering is nystagmus. So our project overview, we have a workstation that we developed with the assistance from National Research Council. It's a very simple device to operate. It has a QR code reader. Worker walks up, runs their code, puts their eye into the system, and within 30 seconds, we give you a pass or refer for impairment. If it's pass, we found no impairment. If it's refer, then whatever your HR policy is now, you just go into that. It's just like a supervisor perhaps observing somebody that's a little bit goofy on the work site. What we're going to do is we're going to put these systems in with a partner. We want to learn from them. We always, as commercializers, we always think we know how people are going to use it, but we really learn when our partners start to use it, and they give us all sorts of great ideas and all sorts of feedback. So we're going to use that feedback to learn, and we're also going to use that feedback to understand what sort of data the mining industry wants from our system, what will be useful. Product duration is about 12 months. So what's the problem out there? Why have we done this? Well, drug testing doesn't test impairment. It always looks back in time. It's invasive and not very respectful. Nobody wants to pee in the bottle. Our solution is fast, accurate, non-invasive. It screens for real-time impairment, so it screens for how you are right now, and it's sensitive to anything. There's a lot of, you talk about cognitive fatigue. It's more, we've spent a lot of time focusing on drugs and alcohol, but cognitive fatigue is as you probably know, causes about 60% of the problems out there. 60% of the accidents are because of cognitive fatigue. And they can be as simple as, hey, maybe there's a new baby in the family, I haven't slept for 2 weeks, and I'm really tired on the job. So it can be really simple things like that too. We've got some great project partners. SafetyScan is doing the project management and implementation on the mine sites. We're working with a fantastic engineering company that focuses on embedded PC work called IDEA Technologies. And then our software partner is Paperleaf out of Edmonton. And Jeff Bezos' Amazon Web Services is helping us out with some free service there. So. So once again, Randall Roberts, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think we should have all those machines the next time we have an event at the door. All right. Next presenter is Destiny Copper, and Brian Freeman, COO, is going to do the presentation. Come on up.
I just want to say thanks, MICA. The money's very welcome and very necessary. To my last presenter, that was 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Well done, under 5. I'm going to try and beat that. So here we go. We'll start off with our video.
Several years ago, some South African guys came to talk to me about a project that they were working on. The aspects of chemistry that we developed as a consequence of this work is different and novel, and it hasn't been done before. And I've got to say, it works. It really, really works.
We think it's time for change. We've invented a cleaner, greener, cheaper way of extracting copper.
In 2021, we tested our process in a small experimental plant. The results were even better than we expected.
So next, we built a scale-up pilot plant in Quebec. That's where we're filming today. The question was, would it work on a larger scale? The simple answer is yes, it works. It's a game changer.
The process starts by pumping the copper solution into mixing tanks. And this is where Destiny's proprietary technology comes into play. From there, it is pumped into the reactor along with recycled iron. The chemical reaction produces a high-quality copper crystal.
So our next step is to build a pilot plant that will be roughly 20 times larger than this pilot plant.
If you'd like more information about who we are, what we do, and what we're about, please visit destinycopper.com.
Okay, so the project that we got funding for kind of runs parallel to the pilot plant that we have. It's Destiny Copper Code Blue. And essentially, copper mining and most mining produces a lot of waste. And so what we're trying to achieve here is we've got almost a water treatment process that actually extracts additional value out of the waste, and then we treat it back to basically to grey water. So that is I'm running a bit ahead, but that's our mission. We want to build the first copper extraction clean technology and bring it to market. And as I said, mining creates waste streams. It's very expensive to clean up. And so we've got a system that we worked out where we can actually clean up that waste and extract significant value. The most promising thing that we found, and that's what the flocculant is, we actually are able to produce one of our byproducts is iron in solution, and we're actually able to isolate that, and we can sell that to water treatment facilities, and it does fetch quite a healthy market price. The system that we're building is a system that is containerized so that we can take it to mine sites or remote locations. Our partner in doing this is a company called StreamGo, and that's basically it.
Thank you. I think there's a part they took out of the presentation where they sort of say that it's like slicing a piece of steak, how you take it off, the copper from the plate. Anyways, next presenter is called Geosystems, Sebastian Goodfellow, Director of AI and Product Management. Sebastian.
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you, MICA, for the funding and for this great network that we're all participating in. So my name's Sebastian. Our project is called Core Logging Accelerated, Continuous Learning AI Platform. So who is Core Geosystems? It is a team of data scientists and geologists who are passionate about getting the most value out of the data that we collect. Core was created as a spin-off from DGI Geoscience, which is a very successful wireline logging company located here in Toronto. So we're homegrown here in Toronto. Our flagship product, Spectre, was launched in 2018, and since then has been adopted by 5 of the world's 10 largest mining companies. And what that flagship product is a visual core logging platform. So it's an integration of hardware, software, and AI. Take high-resolution optical photos, 180 micrometers per pixel, into our web app where you can log your core, and then that core logging process is automated to some extent, and decision support is provided by AI. So the idea is that you can log in the core shed, you can log in the office, and actually, like our lead geologist, Steve, you can log from your basement here in Toronto. And we're backed by private equity firm Canadian Shield Capital. So what's the industry challenge that we were trying to address? Well, drill core and its logs are an essential data source, and they provide, they're used to inform critical decisions throughout the mining life cycle. And there are 2 challenges with respect to the collection of this data. One of them is related to productivity. So it's a very common challenge across the industry that core logging teams cannot keep up with the pace of drilling. So it could be that the budget's not there, it could be that the workflow is not efficient, or it could be that the budget is there, but they cannot find the human resources to come to site and actually log this core. And what this ultimately results in is an unrealized investment. You're making decisions without all the information that you've paid a lot of money to collect. The other challenges are related to consistency. Let's say you can hire the team to meet the demand of drilling. Now you've got a very large team of geologists, all with different levels of experience and training and their own biases. logging core, and this ultimately creates a very inconsistent geological record. And many times throughout the mining life cycle, we have to go back to these logs and relog them. So you always hear about these massive relogging campaigns when you get to these different stages of mining, and this is, again, a huge cost. So the pace and consistency of core logging represents one of the largest bottlenecks in the industry today. So there is one solution that shows a lot of promise, and it has been demonstrated in academia, demonstrated in the private sector, to be able to automate many of the core logging tasks. So whether that's classifying lithologies and alterations, picking fractures, detecting veins, segmenting sulfides, it can do this relatively well. And here you can see this ideal state where you have a team of geologists working with the AI and getting through their core logging quicker and producing a much more consistent geological record. But the challenge is with respect to scalability. The team required to build these models, right? So for a couple projects, a couple models, no big deal. We have a team, we have a talented machine learning engineer with computer vision expertise to actually build robust models that generalize well to unseen data. We need geologists to inform the labeling of this data. What are the key performance indicators we want this model to be optimized for? And then we have the machine learning ops engineers, right? Once I have a model, I have to deploy it to meet any level of usage, right? Somebody logging 5 meters of core or somebody wanting to relog 500,000 meters of core. So you need a scalable deployment of your model. And this ultimately is not scalable when we're talking about hundreds of projects and hundreds of models. So what the solution is and what this project is focused on is the development of a scalable platform. Baked into this platform are all the best practices of machine learning engineering, right? So how do we label data? How do we validate our model? How do we split it? How do we track its performance over time? And how do we improve it? And we want to take this platform and put it into the hands of the geologists who are the ones who understand the data the best. So this is kind of a high-level overview of what that system is. Here's our hardware that takes the nice photos, going into the visual core logging platform, and then you can see the geologists there interacting with the software. And so what you can see is this continuous feedback loop between the geologist and the AI system. So the AI system is watching what the geologist is doing and learning from them over time, kind of removing the need to kind of writing code and so on. And so what you would do is capture photos with our system, upload your own photos, log your images, train a model and evaluate its performance, deploy your model for any level of usage, and continually improve your model over its lifetime. And so the benefits are that there are no prior AI knowledge or knowledge of computer programming required, no requirement to write a single line of code, right? And so this is the point about putting it in the geologist's hands, just giving them a very geologist-centric UI to work with, removing the need to write complex computer code. The AI will assist you in labeling your data, so when you're labeling data for this model to teach it how to do these tasks, you're only labeling as much, the minimum amount of data you absolutely need to. Train a model in minutes, deploy your model with one click, and your model will continually learn over time. And most importantly, we're putting the power of the system and putting the geologist in control, which is very important. So again, a big thank you to MICA, and thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please find me happy to chat.
Boy, it looks like that 5 minute is being kept up quite nicely by everybody. Good job. Thank you for the presentation. The next presenter is SightPower Inc., and it's Dr. Boris Vorobvoy. I think I said that correctly. It's okay. Okay. All right, Boris, come on up. And just everybody, when we did the initial announcement, we forgot to mention SightPower, so just FYI.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Boris Vorobyev. I am co-founder and CEO of high-tech, actually software development company SightPower, headquartered in Ottawa. First of all, I would like to express our gratitude to MICA. This support is very important for us, and this is a long story project. And before we go to the project itself, which is, as you see, it's mineshaft inspection automated system, a little bit about the company, who is SightPower actually. So you may see here a business card of our company, but if you go a little bit, informally, then we may say that the history of our company is inextricably connected to this project, to the project of mineshaft inspection. So we started the company 12 plus years ago from this project, and this project went very well, but unfortunately, due to some business things, they were beyond of our control. We had to put this project for mineshaft inspection on hold. We always considered this mineshaft inspection, automated mineshaft inspection project, not only like some device which is supposed to go down to the mineshaft and collect some data, but also as a holistic system that not only collecting data, but also analyzing this data, making feature extraction. Now they call this AI. So, okay, it's AI, if you wish, yeah. Then it is like self-learning system. Now they call it neural networks. So, okay, it's neural networks in that sense. But beside that, beside capturing data and beside analyzing data, we always thought how to store this data, how to compare previous inspections to the next inspection. So in fact, how to keep a mineshaft model like completely fit to the real situation. So this is actually what they call today digital twin. So it was the history of this project, how we planned that. Since this project been put on hold 10 years ago, we had very powerful platform in our hands for spatial data processing. So we switched to digital transformation of mining business. And if we say what we do today, so today we suggest a platform for digital transformation mining business connecting 4 domains: enterprise resource planning domain, engineering domain, operational domain, and monitoring domain. All these things can be connected together within our platform. And this platform allows you just to connect all pieces of hardware, software, fleet management system, monitoring system, whatever you wish, under one unified data, informational space. So this is what we do today, and this is our main thing. But now we returned back to this project, thanks to MICA, to mineshaft inspection project, having in our hands this, of course, empowered by this platform, which has been developed during this years, like very significantly. Yeah? So the problem of conventional mineshaft inspection, actually, it's first of all is that I would say the most important thing that humans who are doing this inspection, they are not perfect. They make mistakes. So this is big problem. And you know that mine shafts and arteries that connect day surface to the underground mines, and without, if something happens to a mine shaft, and everything like happens through the mine shaft, delivering of materials, delivering ore from the mine shaft up to the surface, oxygen, equipment, everything. Mine shafts are like the core thing for the operation of any mine site. So inspection of mine shafts is mining law. One cannot like dispense with an inspection. It's a law, yeah. So, and depending on type of rock, depending on type of mine shaft, in the soft rock it requires like say each week. In the harder rocks it may be required once per month, but it is a must, yeah, to go and to make this inspection. And so first of all, humans are not perfect. Yeah. Second, it is a lot of fatalities. If some small stone comes from the very top, 1 kilometer down, then helmet won't help. It's a lot of fatalities. And because humans are not perfect, then they miss something, and then it may lead to the bigger fatalities for the whole mine shaft, to stoppage of operations and big financial losses. But besides that, spending at each inspection few hours, mine shaft mine is not working this time, creates actually indirectly creates financial losses because mine is not operating, so it cannot like produce ore, period, yeah? So if you substitute human being in a mine shaft with automated system, it gives financial benefits, it gives safety benefits, it gives operational benefits. So this is the problem we are solving. Now go down to what we actually suggest. So the technology is based on laser scanning. And by the way, when we entered this project 12 years ago, we already had in our hands developed by the same team unique laser scanning processing technology, by the way, acquired by Autodesk a few years before that. Lasers, they provide very good like actually accuracy, and they can be complemented, say, by panoramic camera and other devices. So it's a very, very powerful actually means to do that, especially if you have powerful software in your hand. And by the way, our platform provides also unique visualization capability. So in other words, you may combine together any data, geological, seismic, LiDAR, radar, GIS, sort of photo, whatever you wish, put together, no limitations in data volumes, no limitations on data types, CAD data, whatever you wish. Yeah? So this gives an opportunity to create a 3D model of a mine shaft, then make this laser scanning, orthophoto, combine it together, compare each inspection to the previous inspection, see the differences, make the switch extraction, see how things are being developed in the mine shaft, and make automated reports. So this is the idea behind this system. And as I already mentioned, it's very important that we have strong backend, strong database where you can keep your continuous inspections, and so all information appeared like to be safe and appeared to be like accessible for analytics. So eventually, this is, you see, the unit that had been assembled 10 years ago. It's been ready to market. It's been like literally one step from the market. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, like the project been put on hold. But today, actually, thanks to MICA, I hope we can resurrect that. We can just build this device and we can make it available for the industry, which is, I believe, absolutely beneficial for both for Canadian mining industry and for world mining industry. Yeah? Hopefully it will happen. And a few words about our partners. Today, of course, it's MICA, first of all, and then we made like few projects, ad hoc projects with laser scanning to Mosaic. We speak now very serious discussions with Newman. We are like keeping our friendly relations with Polytech University, and we are absolutely open to partnerships. So we are happy to see new partners within this project, and happy to answer the question. I don't think that now time allows us to do that, but we are very open to discussion after this event. Yeah. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you, Boris, for the presentation. Our next presenter is Maclean Engineering. And again, I just want to apologize that when we were announcing the funded projects, Maclean wasn't mentioned in the list, but they are definitely getting funding from MICA. Maclean Engineering, Patrice Corneau is the Director of Engineering and will be presenting. Come on up.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. I'm glad that we made the cut, so that's fantastic. So I'm going to be presenting today. I'm the Director of Engineering at Maclean. Maclean is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. We have about 1,100 employees based in Ontario, and then we've commissioned about 2,400 vehicles so far. We have quite a breadth of vehicle, mainly for secondary braking and ground support. And what we're known for is our mission is basically to target the 000 mine with zero emission by providing electrification of our vehicle, zero entry by applying autonomy and interoperability on all of our vehicle, and lastly, zero harm to the environment and the people by adding automation and collision avoidance to everything. One of our most popular vehicle that we have today is our platform bolter. So the platform bolter is, as you can see there, this is our most famous vehicle. And I'll introduce you a little bit about what's really difficult about that vehicle. It operates in a very difficult environment. You can see the operator high up there that has to operate the machine. And, oh, there's another one. Here you go. and it's also working on unsupported ground. So it's a very dangerous area. And what we'd like to do is I'd like to introduce you the founder. Hopefully there's some sound.
On Monday, he went back into the stope. It was drummy. And of course, the standard thing was you go and get a stoper and put a hole in it and break it off. And he was killed by a fall of ground. There was a paradigm shift. They were looking for somebody who knew about this, what this trackless mining is. That's how we started making the scissor bolter, because we were still drilling by hand so that they could muck out and then bring the scissor lift in. The scissor would bolt the back and the screen off the scissor. Safety was bad, not, and you can see the statistics about how many deaths were by fatalities, and they just disappeared when it got the scissor bolter and the screen. So that's really how the scissor bolter evolved.
So that said, the company has always been founded into finding new ways into improving the safety of the miner. So what we're working on is our really next generation bolter that we're going to remove the operator from the deck and put the operator in the safety of the cab. So this is the prototype that we're building, where you can see all of the equipment that the operator will need for a single shift. So you'll have all the rods, all the screening, all placed on the deck. And inside, we're using a robot, and he's going to have a full view of the system. Of course, joystick control, it's an EV machine. It can also come into a diesel machine. And we're really into building our next generation bolter. And then that gives you a little bit of an overview of what's that machine. And up till today, we've done some unit testing, basically testing each individual component, making sure that they work. So the robot holding the screen, the robot taking a rod, putting the washer on. So all of these components has been tested individually. And what we are now is really at the last TRL phase, trying to productize this and make sure that the whole system works together. We've got some partners there, and I think I found a new partner today. Thank you to MICA. Probably CRI. Desmond, I really like your presentation, so we're going to have to talk after. But we're working with ABB Robotics for the robots, Blueris for vision recognition, and Simplifier Circuit for the software portion of it. Thank you so much. Thank you, MICA, for the financing.
Thank you very much. That's definitely some network magic happening when people meet quickly. The next presenter is LoopX. Chao Yu, founder and CEO. Please come on up.
All right. Thanks very much. I think this is one of the last presentations. I will be very quick. I think it's a good chance for me to introduce our program, the 5G-enabled autonomous driving for underground mining, funded by MICA. So quick introduction of LoopX. So it's a young startup company based in Waterloo, and so we develop autonomous driving solutions, software, sensor, so-called robotic driver for vehicle manufacturers. So we started from research. So in the past 5 years, we conducted a lot of research at University of Waterloo. We helped build Canada's first all-weather autonomous shuttle bus. This fleet of shuttle bus that is already daily operated at University of Waterloo campus. And then the team decided to incorporate it last year to commercialize our technology. And we conduct some famous, very good, I would say, POC programs. We won that 5G Rogers Challenge last year, and together with good industry partners, we demonstrated how 5G enables autonomous driving, teleoperation, and collaborative driving. So, and then we also learned a lot, and we understand that for autonomous driving technology, definitely there are a lot of vertical applications, robotaxi, robotruck, but mining is, I would say that it is the best vertical application for autonomous driving because it's relatively low speed, it's confined area, it is scalable, it's profitable, and it is the area that really need robotic drivers to enhance safety and productivity. And we are backed by some famous incubators, including Alex AI, Acceleration Center, Venture Lab, and Look at Core 5 program. So also we are helping building those robotic driver for in the other industry like General Motors, also using our autonomous solutions as a benchmark to evaluate their own systems. So that is another business model that we're working on. So the problem in this project, as I would say, that we focus on the vehicle-related accidents, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to miner, and vehicle to infrastructure. Those kind of accidents are the high-risk accidents in the underground sector. And also the mining industry is competing with other industry for the laborers, and also this autonomous solution is a robotic driver. So also I would say that we noticed that the mining industry are moving from open pit to underground because of the critical minerals. Also, I think the more chance to get that minerals underground. And also I think underground actually has significant challenge for autonomous driving. And right now, I think there's some existing solutions in this sector. So some company developing teleoperation. So typically, teleoperation can move, can improve safety of the onboard driver because onboard driver can sit in the office, drive the vehicle. However, it increases additional risk to other road users like other miners, other vehicles, because they're using video streaming to drive the vehicle. You can imagine how hard it is. And also existing solutions including those GPS-based autonomous driving for open pit. This kind of solution doesn't work for underground because underground is GPS-denied environment. It's heavy, dusty, and the tunnel changes more frequently, and you cannot rely on HD map or high-definition map that is used on the open pit. So we need to develop some unique solutions for the underground. So in this project, we are leveraging 5G, and because 5G actually provides a higher bandwidth, lower latency, and reliability for the autonomous driving, especially for underground sector. And also 5G enables precise localization even without GPS. And also we are developing a very reliable perception system using cutting-edge 4D radar that is quite useful for underground heavy dusty environment. So in this project, actually, we are doing some simulation. We built a high-definition simulation environment to run those simulations to cover those edge cases. And then we'll adopt some testing, talk about later, and then finally we'll finish the project in 2 years period. So we currently in this project, we are doing the first phase testing. So we are working closely with the University of Waterloo. We use this electric autonomous truck to doing those preliminary testing. Also, this is also funded by Rogers and also the industry partners. And then we are also working with Cambridge College to develop some more testing with electrical loaders. So after this open ground testing, we are doing some more testing at local underground mine. So also we'll leverage Rogers' private 5G network at NORCAT to do more verification before we bring this to the end users. And also we are working with vehicle remanufacturers, Cardinal Mining in Salisbury, to integrate our sensor software on its retrofitted vehicle. And this is the area that we are focused on because there's a lot of Caterpillar, those kind of large OEM doing their own autonomous solution, but we are focusing on this retrofit industry. So thanks very much for funding us. Thanks very much, Douglas, Charles, and the whole MICA team.
All right. Baie Minerals Inc., Mike Sullivan, CEO, come on up.
Well, thank you very much. I'd like to show my appreciation to Micah, to Charles, Doug, and Sherry. It's a real honor to be here. My name is Mike Sullivan, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Baie Minerals. Baie Minerals, I can control this, can I? So what do? Well, we're a clean tech development company. We're focused on reclamation and repurposing mine waste, mostly tailings. So we take low-value mine waste and we transform it into higher-value sustainable resources. It's a circular economy solution. We take end-of-life mine waste from asbestos tailings. We have an extractive process that reduces pollution. We extract industrial and critical minerals, and they go into upcycled markets. It's a net zero carbon process, and we have zero waste. So what problem are we trying to solve? So the problem is basically pollution from asbestos mine tailings. So there's been decades of this chrysotile mining, went on for 30, 40 years in Bayvert, Newfoundland, and when it stopped, it left behind mountains of tailings. They're basically stranded. It's a picture of it. It's so big you need roads to get up to it. So this represents a potential health and safety issue for the community. There are limited technologies to clean it up, and the costs are not justified, the cost of cleaning it up. So it's been abandoned and dormant for more than 30 years. But there's an opportunity here. So these asbestos tailings are very mineral rich, and they're in high concentration of these industrial minerals that are in high demand. So what's our solution? Well, our solution is basically when tailings are at the end of life for a mine, they're a liability. For us, it's the beginning of life and it's feedstock for our process. So what we do is we reclaim, reduce, repurpose, reuse, and recycle. This process reduces environmental risk and it improves health and safety. It's called progressive reclamation. And the recovery is very high, and that's what makes the economics of this very robust. We get over a 75% mineral extraction rate. It's high yield. There's no harmful byproducts that are produced. So how do we do it? What's our secret sauce? Well, it's a 4-stage process. It's proprietary. It's stacked IP. The first process is the preparation. So what we've used is a technology from the agricultural space. It's called ultrasonic milling. So what we do is we take the ultrasonic milling. It destroys about 85% of the asbestos fibers. Doesn't destroy it all, but it prepares it and makes it very a high yield for the dissolution. So these are 4 distinct stacked processes. The first 2, what we do is we destroy and eliminate the fiber structure. And then we extract the industrial minerals, and it's mostly magnesium oxide and precipitated silica. And excuse me, the recovery stage gets critical minerals. So what do we do with this? What are the markets? Well, they're in high demand. And basically, we have a number of customers that are being required from a regulatory perspective to source their materials from sustainable sources. And so what we have here is a high yield of precipitated silica. It goes into the rubber compounding market, makes green tires. It's a very big market. There's big demand for it. It replaces carbon black as the mixing agent. And the magnesium products go into either the construction sector or the magnesium sulfate fertilizer sector. There's another aspect to this, which is CO2 sequestration. And this is a natural process that is called carbon mineralization, and these, particularly the magnesium oxide, highly susceptible to carbon mineralization. It's something we haven't really focused on. We're more focused on the industrial minerals, because the industrial minerals are the quickest way to commercialize it. So the pilot, our demonstration, this is how we're accelerating the technology, driving it to commercialization. So our pilot that we're getting funding from MICA is a small scale batch to a continuous flow. Our partners are Research and Productivity Council, RPC, and College of North Atlantic. The pilot has a number of regulatory and commercial outcomes. The first one is the demonstration of the destruction of the chrysotile fibers, a safety program to get sign-off from environmental, regulatory, and occupational health and safety, that it's a safe process, that it works, and we're working with customers to come up with commercial outcomes to get product quality and extractive economics. And I'm here with my co-founder, Trina Barrett, and that concludes our presentation.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you to all the presenters this afternoon, especially those who went faster than everybody else. Good for you, because it's now getting close to the end of the day. Thank you all, the stalwarts who stayed right to the very end. Good for you. Very happy to see you. I hope you had a very interesting and worthwhile day and learned lots of things that you didn't know before. We certainly did, and very happy with that. So first of all, thanks to the SEMI team, Sherry and Diane, who put it together, Charles and Alain, and then Lorelei, Kyle, and Terence, who are all here from the SEMI team. That's the team that put this together. A really important thank you to Dejan Radovic, who's the guy who's getting your money from ISED through the process. And finally, especially you should be thanking the selection committee of 10 people who chose your projects of the top 20 projects out of the 80 that were applied for. So while you got your funding, 3 other organizations did not. For every one of you that got funded, there's 3 unfunded, and we're going to go back and see what else we can do to help those other projects, because they were all extra special, high impact, late stage projects. So that's our day. I hope you had a great time. We certainly learned a lot, so thank you for staying, and we look forward to seeing you again in November. Thanks.